Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast Period, the internet's stupidest podcast. My name is Ben, and with me today is my ever fantastic co-host, David.
I thought that was going somewhere else for a quick minute. I
was trying to make it go.
Coming on.
It was going to be an insult, but I couldn't think of one fast enough.
Okay, so my intuition was correct.
It was correct, but you were still incorrect, so goes to show you don't assume things, David. You know what to say about assuming things.
Yeah, you just made one of yourself by trying to insult me.
That's not true. I saved it, David. I saved it.
Anywho.
Anyways, so this is episode 22 of Podcast Period. We're going to do the same thing as the last few episodes. Start it with some news, go into some discussion topics, and watch some trailers that we both have found and react to them. So the first segment that we've got going on is the news. So let's see. First thing I've got is a little article about The Mandalorian, which, if you didn't know, is a series on Disney Plus, the new streaming platform from Disney. Apparently, the actual episodes, while listed as HDR in the app and even on my TV, when I've watched it on my TV, it is not actually HDR. So this wasn't, I'm reading an article from Ars Technica. Thank you, Ars Technica. But they got their information from a YouTube channel called HDTV Test, who basically, it looks like they do like a heat map of the brightness on screen. So it shows you the darkest and lightest parts of the image. And it's not the dark parts that they're really worried about. It's more the brightest parts of the image. And none of them go over 200 nits, which is far, far, far below what HDR, even the spec for HDR is, let alone what actual HDR TVs can output. So the big issue with this is not that, well, it is that they're listing it as HDR when it's not. But when you're putting a TV into HDR mode, it's getting ready to output the brightest pixels that it can. So it's putting itself into like this high power state. So this entire time you're watching this like 30-40 minute episode, it's in this highly powered state when it does not need to be, just because they put some flags in the content that said, hey, this is HDR, treat it as HDR content, when it's not.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it says that there's a few other shows that do that, not necessarily on Disney Plus, but elsewhere. I'll have to look into that later, but The Mandalorian was the one that I found the most interesting, just because David and I have talked about that show before, and we're going to talk about it again on this episode. But yeah, so there you go. Watch out for fake HDR content. So the next thing I've got is here in the States, a couple days ago, it was Thanksgiving. And of course, the day after Thanksgiving is everybody's favorite holiday, Black Friday, which we both had to work, unfortunately. Although I don't think either of us really had all that terrible of a time working, and at least I didn't. But of course, with Black Friday comes videos of people fighting over stupid things, like let's see, this first video here. It doesn't even say what they were fighting about, but they were fighting outside of a Forever 21 in a mall, so isn't that wonderful? And then this next one was they're fighting because an elderly woman bumped one of them while they were in line, and then he said something, and then the other guy got mad at him and started beating him up. So there's that. the next one that's on here is, again, another one that doesn't say what the actual cause of the fight is, but it looks like it's a couple of ladies that's doing it. So, that's wonderful. Hendersonville, Tennessee, a Walmart. It's a theme we've got going on here. Almost like Walmart is the cause of all these fights anyway. Another one at Walmart. This one's in a video. It's got a bunch of pictures of people fighting over, TVs and a bunch of other electronic junk. And then there's also a video of somebody fighting over vacuum cleaner. So, there you go. If you guys don't live in America, you are very, very lucky. I did see another video earlier today of Black Friday at a Canadian Best Buy. That is the most polite line I've ever seen in my life. They were inviting other people to go in there first and then high-fiving all of the employees all on the way in. It was crazy.
Only in America could we pay thanks for what we're thankful for on one day and then turn around and act like a bunch of savages the next.
Yeah. I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything about anybody getting seriously injured yet.
I don't understand. I really don't.
And neither do I. All right, so what I've got next is another breach of a company, rather of a company's database. This database is run by True Dialogue. It's it's an SMS provider for larger institutions, so they can send out mass text messages to customers and for in the university's case, their students about if the campus is closed or whatever. So most of what was in there was pretty innocuous, but in that same database, they also had two-factor authentication codes and other security messages, which, were tied to these people's accounts. So anybody that got into this database now has not necessarily access to the accounts with the two-factor authentication codes, just because those are probably expired already. But depending on what the other messages are, that could be a big security breach. Oh, and it also had usernames and passwords of their customers, so that's also wonderful.
How am I not surprised?
That is amazing.
Honestly.
Oh my gosh. Who looks at this and think that it's a good idea to store all of that stuff into one database? Yeah, sure, let's store all of the text messages plus the customers' usernames and passwords all in this one place where if it was to get hacked, I guess they just have everything now. That's okay. No big deal. That's not a security risk at all.
Well, the only thing that would make the icing on the cake in this case would be as if they stored it in plain text format and didn't even encrypt it.
It doesn't say whether or not they did that, but honestly, considering the rest of their security, it would not surprise me. Let's be real.
Because you hear about so many of these types of breaches, and it's always some idiot left something on a server, and it's in plain text format, not even encrypted. It's
yeah,
come on, really? Thanks, guys.
It's wonderful. And then the last thing that I have is a little news story about good old Twitter. Apparently, they are going to be deleting accounts that are, I believe it's inactive for over 6 months. As far as I know, any activity it counts as something. So even if you just like a post or whatever, that's no big deal. You're still good. But this is more to combat username squatting or handle squatting, however you want to call it. So if somebody has this really desirable username and they literally just claimed it to claim it, they weren't even going to use it. Now, unless they log back in and do something with it, their the account is kind of forfeit. So after the account is deleted, whoever wants it can go back in and change their handle over to it. So it's I would say it's not really, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with this except for in the case of like maybe a dead celebrity or something like that. That would be kind of They should probably have some human intervention in like the account deletion process. But beyond that, I don't really see anything wrong going with this at all.
I guess it just depends on how they implement it and what the criteria of an inactive account, because I know a lot of people, and I'm one of those people, that it just doesn't really strike me to have to post a lot of things on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I'll scroll through it all the time and look at things.
Yeah.
That's not really being active as far as like posting or liking anything, but they should probably put like a stipulation that it has to be inactive 6 months with like no user activity whatsoever, like no logins or anything.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying here. It says part of this effort is encouraging to people to actively log in and use Twitter when they register an account.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, as long as you're logging in and like using it, like just even looking at it, I think you're okay. I think the issue they're trying to combat is creating the account and then never using it ever again.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So, that's that. That's what I have for this episode, boys. What do you got, David?
So, I guess the president of Brazil has it in his mind that Leonardo DiCaprio has somehow funded the wildfires that were in the forest. It's very weird, and I don't understand what was going on with this, but Leo had to come out and actively refute claims that he funded the Amazon wildfires.
What? What is that? What does anybody gain by funding a forest fire?
Their
so
views.
Stupid.
They're pushing the political views on things and having a reason for their stuff to be valid, I guess. I mean, I can't believe that somebody would say this, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
It just goes to the state of mind of their current leader, who has all but made things like this even more possible by like taking down restrictions on logging and everything that is leading up to things like this happening. So it was just funny to me that, he has to go out and publicly state, no, I did not fund these wildfires. Blah, 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 blah.
It's so stupid.
It's like, who thought you did? I didn't even know this was a thing until he had to go state that it wasn't a thing. It's like, to me, that's
apparently
just putting more attention.
The president of Brazil did.
Exactly.
That's so stupid.
That's just calling attention to something that wasn't getting any traction to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's so dumb. That is so dumb.
Whatever melts your icing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Burns your tree leaves down to the ground. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So, the next topic at hand is Intel roadmaps and the announcement. It's been out for a while now, but it's just something that is actually leading more credence to what they've been trying to do as far as their new GPU division and maybe possibly getting past this god-awful 14 nanometer process that they've been stuck on forever and actually get to a new freaking architecture on a new freaking node so they can move on and stop being in the background or something. There's a new, and we already talked about this in one episode too, a new supercomputer that's going to be built with Cray and AMD, with Oak Ridge National Laboratory here in Tennessee. Apparently, there's going to be a predecessor to this. It's going to be the first exascale. AMD's is going to be the biggest, but Intel's is going to be the first. They're going to build it out in Illinois. And it's going to have their new Sapphire Rapid CPUs in the new GPU division that they're coming up with. Mm-hmm. So they're calling that one Aurora. And it's going to be at Argonne National Labs up there in Illinois. But the only reason why it was interesting, because it kind of led credence to Intel's new roadmap of the new GPU architectures and finally Sapphire Rapids actually being something, instead of just being rumors and everything else going on with this. But I can't believe anything they say, because they've been delaying things for years now, so...
Yep.
The end is near, hopefully, and they'll move on, but I doubt it. So that's all.
Yeah,
it's
hard to say. It's hard to say.
But something that they actually did accomplish is they joined Apple in a lawsuit against SoftBank, and that's a company that is basically, as Apple and Intel are claiming, they're stockpiling technology patents just so that they can use said patents and sue companies that are supposedly infringing upon these patents. So now there's a new lawsuit against this company. It's in the Northern District of California. So we'll see how that goes. But they're claiming that it violates the U.S. antitrust laws, that this company is buying up all these things just for the sole purpose of being able to turn around and sue whoever they want for patent infringement, is what they're calling it.
I mean, that doesn't really sound like an antitrust lawsuit to me, but okay.
That's what Apple and Intel are claiming. I don't know how this is going to go. It's probably just another measuring contest. Who's got the biggest stack of money?
Yeah, exactly. I don't agree with what SoftBank is doing either, but it's more of like a patent troll issue, which has been going on for God knows how long in Silicon Valley.
Exactly.
And less of a antitrust thing. I mean, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're that big of a company. They just want to get more money through this like roundabout way of patenting all this crap that, you know, may eventually get used. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Apple was quoted as saying they have suffered economic harm in the form of litigation cost and diversion of resources away from innovation to respond to these entities' serial nuisance suits. So they're saying they've sued them so much that they're causing economic harm and they're stifling innovation because of this patent infringement nonsense that they're claiming against them.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, like you said, it's been going on for a long time, so to me it's just another form of that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say who's gonna win this, but I don't think my bet's on Intel and Apple probably not winning it.
Probably.
Yeah. You never know, but probably not.
And then the last thing on the list, talking to our future AMD overlords, since apparently they're on fire and nothing can stop them. They finally launched the long talked about and mentioned, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 times in our podcast alone, new 3000 series Threadripper chips. They got their new 16-core 3950X, which is on regular AM4, which is basically being called Baby Thripper. So that was funny. That basically competes with their old version of the 16 cores that they had out. And then they've got their new 24-core 48 thread 3960X and a 32 core 64 thread 3970X for a whopping $1,400 and $2,000 respectively.
Ouch.
Which
these are definitely enthusiast CPUs.
Very enthusiast. They are very expensive. And is quite a reversal considering that the 9980XE, God, Intel, why'd you have to do this to people? Was $2,000 just last year for a simple, what was it, 14 cores?
Something like that,
Something
yeah,
like
I think.
That, like 14 core chip. Very, very minimalistic compared to this.
And now they've dropped the 10980XE, which is, I think they dropped it to 1,000, right?
$979. They slashed the price
in half
for the exact same chip.
Which clearly shows that they could have done that from the beginning.
Exactly.
They're not selling these things at a loss.
No, because it's the same chip, guys. They did nothing. They changed the name to the 10980XE to just make everybody tongue twisted, and they changed the frequencies just a little bit. It's the same core architecture, and it's the same cache layout. Everything is the same. This thing, in fact, with some of the Spectre and Meltdown in silicon litigations that they have, there's reports that the 9980XE is actually faster. And they slashed the price on that too.
It seems like that's what Linus Tech Tips. That's what they got, as far as I'm remembering from their video about the 10980XE.
Yeah, they reached out to Intel, and Intel quote said, "Your 10980XE results are as expected, but your 9980XE results are higher than we expect." Whatever the heck that means.
Exactly, yeah.
It means you don't want to admit that it's worse. But it's quite the reversal, because now Intel can no longer charge premium pricing.
And now, not only is it worse than the previous 9980XE, it is also, on the same day it released, it's already obsolete because of these Threadripper chips, which, granted, are either $400 or $1,000 more, but you're getting 24 core 38 or 48 thread or 32 core 64 thread chips
versus 18 cores. That's what it is, because the 16 cores of the 3950X is in some ways outperforming the 18 cores of the 10980XE.
Yeah.
So with two less cores, they're already starting to catch up and beat it. Now add 24 or 32 on top of that, and there may even be a 64 core version. Eventually coming. It's disgusting.
If you guys haven't seen Linus Tech Tips video on the 10980XE, you are doing yourself a disservice. Just watch it and then pay attention to what he says at the beginning, and then just look at the graphs that they show during the video, and I promise you will be extremely, extremely entertained.
Yes.
I know graphs aren't usually the most exciting thing, but considering the context, it is hilarious. Yep. It is like the biggest middle finger to Intel that I think I've ever seen Linus give.
Yeah, it was... Because he told me about what they did to the graphs. I had listened to it on the way to work in the car. So I heard the rant, I laughed at the rant, but I wasn't watching the video and I didn't see any of the graphs. He told me what they did with the graphs. I went and rewatched that video just so I could see what they did to the graphs. It was amazing.
It's
laughed
so hilarious. It's probably the best thing that they've ever put into a video. It was so good.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh man.
So Hail our new AMD kings. They have finally dethroned Intel, at least for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it.
Wow.
That's it for my news segment.
That is just insane. I can't. It's so funny. It's so good. Today's episode of Podcast Period is sponsored by, well, you. We've recently started a Patreon to help offset some of the costs of running the podcast, and you can be a part of it for as little as $1 a month. We have an exclusive Discord server, community events, a Minecraft server, and you can access episodes early as well. If you want to help out the show by throwing some money our way, just head to patreon.com/podcastperiod. Again, that's patreon.com/podcastperiod. Now back to the show. Okay, so now we've got some discussion topics. The first one that we've got is about the Mandalorian, episodes 3 and 4, which are the last two episodes as of time of recording. So what did you think of 3 and 4, David?
I liked the pacing. The pacing of these two episodes was definitely a far improvement over the second one. I truly do feel like they could have just lobbed the second into the first by just cutting out a lot. There's still a couple of instances where it does drag on a bit too much, but it was far and away improved. So the pacing and the consistency was improved, and I liked it. The turnaround of the Mandalorian, or I guess Mando is his name, or that's at least what some people are calling him. And going back and rescuing, and I wish they would hurry up and give Baby Yoda a name so that people could stop complaining about calling him Baby Yoda, but I like it. I'm just going to call him that anyways, because I really like the comparison. And saving him, I think, was definitely unexpected. How I saw this going was him trying to claim the reward, and somebody like just showing up and causing all kinds of dismay for this poor guy, either by stealing Baby Yoda or, God forbid, killing him or something like that.
Yeah. And
he just gives up the kid and he claims the reward, and I'm thinking, well, what's this series supposed to be about then? If it's not going to be about protecting this kid, or at least trying to claim the reward on the kid, like, what is this? And then the little ray of hope when he collects all the reward, and he has the heart to ask, so what are you going to do with him? And I honestly was like, okay, now I get it. I like this. And then he left, and I was like, alright, what's the catch? Does he realize the reward is fake, or does he have a change of heart? The reward is not fake. He successfully has it melted down and creates new armor out of it. And then talks to I don't know if they gave him a name, but the guy that originally led him to the job to begin with. And ask that guy, what are they going to do with them? And that guy just says, I don't know. I didn't ask. So I was like, okay, he's going back for him. He has to. There's no way he's not going to. And just that whole scene of him taking out the stormtroopers, I was like, I think this was a little bit overrated, but okay, I'll take it. But then the scene where everybody has trackers and starts coming after him after he starts walking by the place where everybody has a tracker, because the guy already told him everybody had a fob on this guy. And that whole scene was just amazing. I loved it. And then the rest of the Mandalorians come out and they help him escape, proclaiming this is the way. It's just amazing. I loved it. And then episode 4... I did not who is this girl? I want to know that, because I like that character a lot. And that whole thing was just amazing to me. That whole episode. I loved it.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that girl in episode 4 is like She's like one of the bad guys in the original Deadpool movie.
You know what?
She looked familiar to me.
You may be right.
But I didn't place it until like just now.
I didn't think of that until you just said it. But now that you've said that, I think you're right. Now she looks so familiar in my mind. I'm trying to place it. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Mm-hmm. But anyways, the inspiring fight against whatever those creatures were supposed to be called, and the giant walker, which I thought those were powered by stormtroopers on the inside. Are those like completely mechanical and independent without any intervention whatsoever? Like they don't have to be driven or operated?
They have stormtroopers in there usually, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they like modded it so that it would be autonomous, or if there was people in it, or what.
Because it didn't
I'm
really.
Not sure.
It seemed to me like they were claiming it was autonomous, like the way it was scanning for things, and somehow like knew not to step forward into the thing, but yet did it anyways. Like I was really confused about that. But anyways.
Okay, yeah, she was the person that I was thinking about. Okay. Her character in Deadpool is Angel Dust.
Okay. Gotcha.
I was watching that whole episode, like, I know I've seen this person before, but I cannot place her. And then I was just thinking about it while you were talking about it, and I'm like, wait, that's her. That has to be her. Yeah, I can't say that I disagree with you on anything so far. They were better than episode 2, but episode 3 was definitely the best out of the 2 so far. The fourth episode was slower to me. It felt like it dragged on a little bit longer than it should have. Especially at the end when they had beaten everybody, like with them, like I just thought it was weird that they were staying there for like weeks after fighting off these raider people.
Yeah, I thought it was like the next day, and then two are having the discussion. We stirred up quite a bit of trouble here a few weeks ago. I was like, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Are you kidding me?
We're not talking the next morning after the fight. You're talking a few weeks ago? Why are you still there? He has to know that people are eventually going to find this kid.
You would think, but apparently not. And then
leaving the kid, or almost leaving the kid, and saying that this is not... Which I totally understand the sentiment that he was going for there.
Yeah.
But... You know what you've done to this kid. This kid is never going to have a free life ever again because you took him back.
Unless they figure out where the tracker is on this kid.
Which is what I was thinking this entire time. I was like, okay, he knows there's a tracker. Where is this tracker? Can't you take it out or something?
You would think.
So I want to know the answer to that question.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, I kind of agree with you as far as leaving Baby Yoda, but I was thinking in the back of my mind the entire time, like, this kid is going to be haunted for the rest of his life by this. Like, if a mercenary comes after this kid with these people, they're not going to be able to save him. There's no way.
Nope.
Because they barely fought off these raiders with the help of the Mandalorian and this lady, whoever she is. So, I don't know. That whole episode just seemed like a little weird. Not as out of place as episode 2 did, but as far as pacing goes and like a little bit of the plot, I wasn't really floored with it or anything, you know?
Did you watch the 3rd episode when it came out and then the 4th episode when it came out, or did you do them back to back?
I watched the third episode like earlier this week, and then I ended up watching the fourth one earlier today.
Okay.
So it was a few days in between.
I feel like the difference in when you watch that probably is going to have a pretty big effect. Like we said in the last episode, this whole thing feels like it's meant for binge watching, and we can't right now. And I was able to watch them back to back, or at least I tried to. I watched the third episode last night, and I guess your point about the pacing in the fourth episode is correct, because I was falling asleep during it.
Yeah.
So I just turned it off and was like, okay, I'm going to watch it tomorrow. And I think that was about when he was inside the ship telling the kid to stay behind. Because I thought I dozed off like a good 10 minutes and totally didn't realize what was going on. Then I watched it today. It's like, oh, shoot, I fell asleep for like 10 seconds and thought I missed a lot.
Yeah. Like I said, the pacing in that episode is just, it feels really, really long. Like it's a lot longer than it needs to be. That's an episode where I wouldn't have minded it being like the same length as the second episode. The big difference between this episode and the second episode is that this episode, besides the pacing issues and everything, still feels like it belongs in the show. The second episode is kind of just like, I don't know, it's just kind of there as far as the series goes.
It's kind of there, and it also, I still have the question, what really happened in the second episode? What was the point? Was at least something. Now, I in the overall arching point of the series, as it stands now, I agree with you on episode 4 being maybe something that doesn't belong, but at least something happened.
Yeah.
At least it was entertaining in its own thing. Whereas 2 is just, the only thing interesting happened is Baby Yoda uses the Force.
Which they still haven't used again.
Which I kind of want to know what's going to happen with that. They can't just tease it once and it not be.
I would hope not.
Thing. At least
I wonder if he's gonna like run into like a Jedi or something, and then the Jedi's gonna sense that this kid is like Force sensitive or something. I don't know.
Problem is there isn't any Jedi.
It's what? It's going off in the background. I hate it. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed the 3 and 4 way more than I did. The first one was great, but the second one, not so much.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so what we've got next is Black Friday. What are your genuine, honest opinions on Black Friday?
I think it used to be a lot better when it was actually Black Friday. The problem with it now is that it's on Thanksgiving night.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who have to force themselves to, or being forced to work on Thanksgiving night, it absolutely sucks. Because we've had the benefit, or the disadvantage, whatever you want to call it, from being able to talk about this from both sides, especially me, because I think you lucked out and didn't have to work the actual Thanksgiving event.
No, I didn't, thank God.
So, I think, well, you can still reference it a little bit, and you still know what I'm talking about, but having the benefit of working it from both sides, I think it's a lot better if it's actually done on Friday. It's still, to me, totally American to be completely thankful for what we have Thursday, and then be a bunch of dicks towards each other on Friday, just because you might get $5 off a pants set, or you might be able to get $300 off this TV, or $100 off this Xbox, when you could literally probably get that online at some other point during the weekend and just save yourself the trouble from leaving the house.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we do this to ourselves? It was fun when you had to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and actually work your way into the stores, not kicking and shoving people, mind you, but trancing out at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I'm in a food coma. How is that fun for anybody? That's just being miserable.
It is not fun.
That's just being miserable for no reason. Because like I said, you could just get it later in the weekend. Or Cyber Monday online. It's pointless. And then the other things that other companies are doing, like if you're talking appliances, they know to do it for the entire month because otherwise they're going to either have nothing left in stock by the time the actual event comes around, or they're going to be so slammed because everybody only has 2 days to come in and do it, or they're going to be out for 6 weeks in delivery because everybody wants delivery at the same time. They made that decision right by going through the whole month, so you don't have to go get Black Friday pricing on that stuff on Black Friday because you can just do it earlier in the month.
I think they had some Black Friday only pricing stuff.
They did.
But for the most part, yeah, it's like a month-long thing.
So I think it's silly and stupid now because it's something. My opinions would be totally different if it was actually on Friday. But it's not. It's Thursday.
Yeah. I don't... like you said, I never had to actually work it, and I'm thankful for that because I would have hated it, and I know it. But fact of the matter is, I still don't agree with people, coming out on Thanksgiving and, giving these companies the reason to be open on Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
If nobody came out, nobody would have to be there. And granted, the companies could always just say, no, we're just going to be closed on Thanksgiving. Y'all can come in on Friday, whatever. But these people coming in and doing this is giving them way more of an incentive to keep open because anybody who disagrees is just going to leave and they'll hire another minimum wage person on. Who cares?
Exactly. And then that's the same person who comes through your line and says, oh, I'm sorry you have to be here. I'm like, I wouldn't have to be if you'd stay home.
Exactly.
You're the reason why I'm here.
Yeah, that just annoys me. Yeah, I'm real sorry you have to be here on Thanksgiving checking out all of these people, including me, because I needed a TV. No, you didn't. You could have stayed home and bought it on Amazon, fool.
Exactly.
I just can't.
And don't be so rude and so abusive to everybody. It's not worth punching somebody over a $5 off pan set.
Exactly. We all need to be like the Canadians at the Canadian Best Buy.
I gotta watch that.
After you, sir. Let's high five everybody. It was amazing. It was amazing. If all Black Friday was like that, even if it was on Thursday, that would be great. Granted, I would still hate it if it was on Thursday, but it would be way better if everybody was just nice,
It's a lot easier to be nice when you're full of turkey than it is to be mean and hateful at other people.
Exactly. And I'm not saying nice in that you say, oh, I'm sorry you have to be here on Thanksgiving.
No.
Nice is in not like punching somebody out because you couldn't get that $35 hairdryer that you wanted.
And if people paid any attention to the majority of these deals, you probably could have got it for the same price, either 2-3 weeks down the road or 2 to 3 weeks earlier. They purposely jack up the prices before these sales just so that they can claim that it's cheaper during the sale.
Yep. And even if it's not like right around this time of the year, there is deals on stuff going on all throughout the year. You just have to know where to look for it.
Exactly.
There's deals on tech stuff going on all the time. There's plenty of people who document that stuff. So if that's what you're into, just go subscribe to those people.
Exactly.
And you'll know. Anyway, yeah. So I don't think we really need to say any more about Black Friday. It's just a stupid shopping holiday that I think is kind of archaic at this point, but whatever.
At this point it is. I really do think it used to be fun, but not now. When they moved it up to Thanksgiving, it just ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, I didn't mind, like, granted, when I was a kid, I didn't want to get up anyway, but it was still fun, like, going out with my parents and just, looking at all this stuff that we could get, even if we didn't get everything, It was still a nice experience to be like, up and at 'em, let's go look at all this cool stuff that they're selling. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Black Friday sucks. That's all we got to say. All right, so now we're moving into the trailer talk segment of the podcast. We've brought a few different trailers that we want to watch through, and we'll give you our reactions to all of them. So the first one that we've got is it's a new TV spot for Star Wars Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, God, I can't wait to see this movie. Oh.
That was so cool. Did you hear that the new Duel of the Fates remix? Oh, that sounds so good. I'm so excited for this movie. Oh, man. I know there's a few Star Wars fans that are hating on these newer movies, and I can see some of their points, but this just gets me hyped. I'm so excited for this.
So glad we get to go watch this.
Oh yeah.
We're
definitely doing a podcast on that when I'm up there. Like, we have to. We have to.
Oh, goodness gracious. When is... No, we'll have another episode out before that comes up, won't we?
We should, yeah. We should be able to record another one before Christmas. I think the Star Wars one will be episode 24, I think.
Oh, we're going to have to do a Christmas special or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We'll have to figure something out for that.
The 25th.
Oh, God, is it? Really?
Yeah, we got the 11th and the 25th.
Wow. Okay, yeah, we'll have to do a Christmas special then. All right. So next we'll watch the trailer for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh, what you think about that?
Well, all I know is I'm probably going to cry when I'm watching that movie. I'm so ready for it. I really enjoyed the... Did you watch the documentary that came out like last year?
Yeah, that was really good too.
Yes. I'm ready for this. Tom Hanks was like the perfect choice to portray Mr. Rogers. That's perfect.
There are so many movies that I don't think would work if Tom Hanks wasn't a part of it. But this one is definitely probably the most critical one I've seen yet. Mm-hmm. Where if it wasn't for him, the movie wouldn't work. Because there's others that you could replace with somebody else and it'd probably be okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't
think
know.
You could do anything else with this one.
I don't know what other actor would be good to portray Mr. Rogers. And I'm not saying like Tom Hanks is like the perfect human being and neither is Mr. Rogers, they're both great.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I cannot think of an actor that would be that better fits the part than Tom Hanks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually super excited about this movie too. Like really, really excited.
Did you see I forget what news it was, but it was one of the big three, where Tom Hanks found out that he's actually, and I don't know what the relation is, but he's actually related to Mr. Rogers.
Really?
Yeah. I never delved into it to see what the relation was, but apparently he was related somehow.
No,
and he did not know that until
that.
Like very, very recently. Like after the movie and everything.
It's probably some sort of like distant relative sort of thing.
Yeah.
But even still, having any relation to him is like, that's insane.
Exactly.
Especially when you're the one picked to portray him in this in this biographical movie, you know?
Exactly.
Oh, man. I'm so excited for this one. Okay, so next we've got the SpongeBob movie 2.
My eyes.
I don't like the animation style in this movie. I really don't.
No, exactly. That's exactly.
They should have stuck with the traditional animation style instead of the CG like weirdness. It's like a one-off episode sort of thing. It would work because they've done that in like The Simpsons or whatever, and I'm sure it's been fine. But
they've already done it in SpongeBob.
Exactly.
It's
They've already made an entire
episode.
SpongeBob movie into the traditional animation style. So why would they change it?
That episode where Gary is lost is one of the most emotional episodes of SpongeBob out there. I literally cry every time I've seen it when I was a kid. Why did they do this?
Because obviously the TV show doesn't exist anymore, David. It's just a movie franchise now.
I'm going to break this chair. Just the infuriating nature of this entire thing.
Didn't they already go to Atlantis in an episode too?
Yes.
This seems like they took like 3 or 4 episodes of the TV show and just mashed them together to make a movie.
And they've already did the freaking Krabby Patty Mobile too. There's nothing new.
That was in the original movie, so that was probably a callback to that.
It's stupid.
Oh boy. Okay.
Time to move on.
Let's move on from that train wreck. We'll watch a trailer for Knives Out.
CSI KFC. Oh, God, yes.
This looks like something we're going to have to watch eventually for the podcast. This looks hilarious. I think the movie's out right now. It's supposed to be like really, really, really good. So I'm excited for it.
I didn't think they'd have that many. Like, at first, I recognized Daniel Craig, and I recognized Jamie Lee Curtis. I didn't recognize Catherine at first until I saw her name in the trailer. But I was like, they sure did get a lot of big actors in this, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And I was like, wow.
Chris Evans, too.
Yeah. I almost forgot about poor Chris.
Just because he doesn't have a giant A on his head anymore, David. I mean, come on.
This is totally true. But I was like, in the very beginning, I was like, this seems kind of stupid. Why is Daniel Craig playing a detective? And then it just went all uphill from there. It just got funny and funny. I was like, okay, I changed my mind. I like this movie. I like the way it looks. It
looks very, very interesting. Okay.
KFC. Oh goodness.
Yes, that was good. The CSI KFC.
I just about busted out laughing there. I was like, oh, I gotta hold it in.
Oh man. Okay, so the last one we've got is Halo Reach: The Master Chief Collection. This is reason I wanted to watch this was because it's coming out like 2 days from now as of date of recording.
Oh, is it finally coming out?
Yeah, December 3rd.
Thank God.
December 3rd.
We've been waiting for this forever.
I know. We're gonna watch it and then we're gonna probably play it in a couple days if we can.
You know, for something that's supposed to be remastered on 4K, it still looks really old.
Yeah, I was kind of noticing that some of the character models, as far as like when they're talking or whatever, still look kind of
that and
dated.
The movement too. It's very dated. Of course, YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, didn't utilize my full internet connection either. The first 20 seconds of it looked like heart garbage because it wasn't coming in at 1080p. But once that issue was resolved, I was like, this still looks really old, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks good.
It'll be easier to say once we're actually playing the game, I think.
Exactly. Which
I will withhold judgment until we can actually play it. But either way, I'm gonna play it all the way through anyway, whether it looks like it's from 2007 or from 2019.
Oh, yeah.
I still want to play it.
No doubt. Which is why this lovely little box in my arms is going to be such a needed improvement.
Mm-hmm. Are you holding it right now?
I was holding it and hugging it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to leave a rating on whatever podcasting platform you listen on. We will be sure to read them whenever we get them. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys. This episode of Podcast Period was produced and hosted by Ben, co-hosted and edited by David. You can find Ben on Twitter at BenPlaysVidjas. That's Ben Plays VIDYAS. And you can find David at Car6by16. You can find the show on Twitter at Podcast Period or email us at podcastperiod@gmail.com. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening.